Hi, I'm Mickey Zeta, and this is Wednesday Night Live with Mickey. I'm so glad to have you here with me. This week, my first book came out, it published, and this is going to be backwards, but the name of the book is Looking Behind Closed Doors. And the subtitle is Domestic Abuse. If we don't change, nothing changes. You guys who have listened to me, you know that that is my foundational quote. If we don't change, nothing changes. So the book takes us through why we were attracted to abusers and why we stay, and it goes through things we can do once we leave. Hi, Jan. So glad to have you here. I talk about what we can do once we get out, real good actionable ideas and concepts. Everything that's in that book are things that I learned over the years since I left abuse, and I love it. It's called Looking Behind Closed Doors. It's available in paperback and on Kindle, so please order it from Amazon. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, and let me know how you feel about it. Let me know how you like it. I know you'll love it. I know you will. Thanks so much. So tonight I'm going to be talking about something that applies not only to domestic abuse, but also to pretty much anything in your life. And the statement is, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Now, we all know about positive thinking, don't we? We're told, just think positive. Well, I differ from that. And so do a bunch of people in my community, because it's not the thoughts that change us. You can sit on your couch and think positive thoughts all day long, and somebody's going to come and get your couch. It's not about positive thoughts. It's part of it. It's a segment of it. Something happens that's an input, and then a thought occurs. And here's the deal about your thoughts. Your thoughts can be positive or they can be negative. And even if they're positive, if there's fear behind it, if you're thinking, let's say that you want a new job and you've decided that you're going to apply for this particular job, and your input is this job comes open, you're excited about it, and then you start thinking about it, but your primary thought is not joy and happiness and enthusiasm. Your prominent thought is fear. Maybe I'm not qualified. Maybe I don't have the right background. Maybe I'm going to say the wrong things to the people who interview me. I heard that the interview process is 5 steps, and I really don't want to go through all that. If those are your thoughts, then guess what? Your action is not going to be good, because your emotion is fear. Do you hear that? So there's the difference. So something happens, an input happens, and then your thought begins. If your thought is, oh my gosh, this is the best job. This is the job that I'm going to qualify for. I can do this. I've never done that exactly that way before, but man, I have got this covered. I can do this job. Or you think, I'm going to buy a new car, and I've looked at my income, and I looked at my expenses, and my car is great. I like my car, but I'm ready for a new one. So you go toward buying that new car, you go toward that new job with joy and enthusiasm and optimism. And guess what? When your emotion is when your emotion is love, which is joy, optimism, happiness, encouragement, all those things, confidence, when you face your decisions with that emotion going on, then your action is different. You present yourself completely different than you would if you didn't use that positive emotion. So do you understand the difference? And I'm going to tell you one thing you may or may not know, and it's absolutely, positively a fact. There are only 2 emotions. Only 2. There's a whole bunch of things underneath them, but one emotion is fear and one emotion is love. Underneath all of those are tons of categories, hundreds, thousands of different emotions. But the bottom line is, it's either fear and all the things that come with that, or love and joy and enthusiasm, and that's where I choose to live. I think that those of us who choose to live in enthusiasm, we approach life from a totally different place. So yes, I lived in abuse. Yes, I walked on eggshells. Yes, I was fearful about how my son was being taught to behave. All those things that we go through, all those things. And that wasn't happy. That was not easy. But when I got out, I realized that I could use that to good. And so that's my choice. My choice is to the input that I choose, to the input that comes in. My choice is to create a positive emotion around that. My thoughts are positive, and then I move forward. And there's a lot of things I do, like videos. When I first started doing videos, that was scary as heck. I didn't want any part of it, but now I do it and I love it. It's a lot of fun, and I feel like my personality comes through because I let my emotion bubble over. That's who I am. So that's what I'm going to talk. That's what I have talked about. That's what I'm teaching tonight, is that we have choices, and our choice is to look at our life from a positive, joyful, happy place. Now, that's not going to happen every day. Of course not. But just because you lived in abuse, or just because your life was not that happy, just because you're on a rough spot right now, that doesn't mean that you have to focus on the negative. It's silly to, I'm not saying don't pretend it didn't happen. No, absolutely not. We all have had bad stuff happen, but we are able to change our perspective of how we look at it. And that's what changes our lives. That's what changes us from being a victim to a survivor, from a victim to a victor, to being a person who accepts responsibility for where our lives have been and where they are now and where they're going. You are in charge of your life. So embrace that. Say, yes, yes, yes. This is where it is. Jan said, love that. I say it with a smile. You know, smiling. What is the easiest way, the quickest way to increase your positive energy? It's to smile. It's to smile. So create a smile exercise. Create a smile affirmation that you say. It could be, today I choose to only see good. And guess what? Then what you're going to do is see good things every single day. So it may just be your favorite bird. My favorite bird is a goldfinch, and I've been seeing a lot of those lately. I like hummingbirds, and they've been coming around my Rose of Sharon bushes in my yard. So that's part of it. I love looking out at the ocean every morning and seeing ships and seeing waves or seeing rain, whatever it is. It's beautiful. So I choose to find the good, the joy, the good things that are going on in life every single day. I've trained myself to do that. I wasn't always that way. I wasn't always an enthusiastic participant in life, but I am now, and it's my choice, and it could be your choice too. So think about that. Input, thoughts, emotion, and action. And when we change our action, we change our lives. You're responsible for your life. It's a lot of responsibility. But you know what? It's also so much fun. It's so empowering. It's empowering to know that you're in charge of your life. So do whatever you need to do. Hi, Belle. I'm so glad to have you here watching. And Judy McCoy. Yay, great. Glad to have you here. There's quite a few people on today, and I'm happy for that because I love the lesson that I'm teaching. The lesson is that we make a choice about how we choose, how we choose to live our lives. And we can choose to be victims, or we can choose to be survivors, be thrivers, take control of our lives. Everybody on this video has lived in abuse, and there are millions of us. So know that you have a choice. Now that you're out, create your authentic life, whatever that is. Find the areas that you enjoy and build on that. Create a life that you love, so that you do smile, so that you do feel enthusiastic, so that you can be an inspirer of other people. I'm Mickey Zeta. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining me on Wednesday night, Live with Mickey. I have a webpage. It's survivingabusenetwork.com, survivingabusenetwork.com. And my book, as I said earlier, published this week. So go to Amazon. The book is called Looking Behind Closed Doors. And the subtitle is Domestic Abuse. If we don't change, nothing changes. You all know that that's absolute truth. So get the book, order it from Amazon. It's available in paperback and on Kindle. So check it out. Check out my website, survivingabusenetwork.com. And I'll be back on Sunday night, Wine with Mickey. So join me then. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And keep smiling. Create a smile exercise. Choose to see the good in life. every single day. Some days aren't as good as others, but every day is as good as it can be. Thank you so much. I'm Mickey Zeta. I'm glad you're here.